So guys, I'm really pumped for this video, and I'm going to take you through the entire process of how you really find viral specialists for your brand and how you can get them for a bang on your buck. All right, and I'll be showing you the full process on how you really go to the platform, how do you really put in a description, what do you really say to them, what budgets do you get them, a full script, a job description, everything. I share everything in this. All right, so make sure to watch till the very end. All right, so guys, firstly, understand that there are three main places that you can get your UGC content from. Obviously there are hundreds and hundreds of sources, right? But these are the three most common and most used ones that really work. All right, and the first one's band of ads, right? So if you're in drop shipping for a while, you would have heard of them. They are literally a brand that has dropshipping ads created, all right, for different products, and you can leverage their network of creators to be able to create ads for yourself, right? So band of ads is one. The second is Billow. So Billow is actually, it's a creative agency, right? So they just have a network of creators who they regularly use for UGC ads for brands who come to them, right? Over here though, the only downside is you're looking at a minimum charge of at least $60 to $80 per UGC creator, right? And that doesn't even include them posting your content organically on their social media, right? So I personally find the TikTok creator marketplace the best, right, to find viral specialists, right? And yeah, like I'll be taking you through the full process why I think that the TikTok creator marketplace is the best, right? So guys, firstly, you'll need to go to the TikTok Creator Marketplace. This is the website, and you'd need to create an account. And after you create an account, even to access this portal, you will need to upload some sort of identification or business license documents, right? So the first time you do that, you'd probably get verified in like 10 or 15 minutes, depending on your country, right? And yeah, once you've done that, you'd need to start looking for creators, right? So the way I like to look for creators is honestly in this format, right? So I'll just show you guys what that looks like, right? So if you go here and if I just reset the filters, right, you guys can take a look on the number of pages. Like they have more than 400 pages, guys, of creators, and each page like has hundreds and hundreds of creators, right? So if you just select the creator's location or the audience of the creator, right, the benefit you have from this process is you get to access the audience and you get to target the audience that you are looking for, right? Most brands and most apps and even like Billow or band of ads, they don't give you this option, right? So you cannot really know, even if a creator is posting your content on their page, right? You don't know if the organic reach is even going to be your target market, right? Especially if you're doing shipping only in US or only in a certain country or only in a certain region, this will really help you target that specific region, right? So if you're looking even to really grow in a specific region with your organic TikTok account, this is really going to help, right? So you could go ahead and filter by audience. The way you do that is you again go here, you select, let's say USA, right? So USA, and then the creators will refresh, right? There are many pages as well. Next, you'd go ahead, select gender, right? So again, depending on your product, if it's like a more male dominated product, then you'd go ahead and target male or else female, right? So that would be primarily how you do it. Let's go with this example for male. Again, here you can choose what percentage of their audience is matching male 60% plus or 70% plus, right? So let's go for like, let's go 71% plus, right? And yeah, so it says that there is no creators here, but we could just try resetting that, right? Right, so what we could do is we could try targeting firstly by location, all right? And after location, you could go ahead and target with the engagement rate, right? So even with the engagement rate, you could select like the language, right? The language of the creator. You could also select fastest growing creators only. And along with that, you could choose the location of the creator, being potentially, if you're in US, then you could select US and yeah, click apply. With this process, you would get access to a lot of creators, right, with varying budgets, right, and they're all fastest growing creators, right? So these creators, the benefit of working with these kinds of creators is that even if they are to organically post a video about your brand, the likelihood that your brand can blow up because their brand is blowing up is super high, right? It's all a probability game, right? If you post an ad on their page, and because their page already is part of the algorithm, right? When you post an ad on their page, the likelihood of your brand also blowing up because you will be tagged increases, right? So that's the benefit of actually choosing fastest growing creators. And you could also select like a category, right? If you are open for any category, that's good. But again, niching down is the way to have high profits, right? So select like, let's say if it's a beauty and self-care product, you could select that and you'd get access to a bunch of creators, right? All of them with varying budgets. The only downside of this app is honestly, you'd have to manually check the budgets for each creator, right? And right, so obviously once you find an appropriate creator, you could go through several pages. This one just has one because we have put in these filters, right? You could turn off fastest growing creators and still find really, really good creators, because either ways you could still drive traffic to those ads through like paying for it, right? Instead of just the organic route, you could also pay for these ads with a really good creator and scale them, right? So yeah, guys, that's just how you find creators. Next is actually the campaign, right? So if you want to invite creators to a campaign, you need to first create that campaign, right? The way you actually do that is you click create campaign. I've already drafted one so that it's quicker for you guys to see. So you'd have to select invitation, reach out to creators by invitation. You'd select next. I've just put in some dummy information here just for example's sake. So you'd go ahead, you'd fill out the brand profile. You would also fill out like the website, the logo, and everything, the website, everything. And next you'd put in the email address and then the campaign name. After the campaign name, you'd go ahead and select the campaign description, right? So for the campaign description, again, I've actually gone ahead and put in what you could enter in the campaign description. So usually this is what would be ideal, right? If you are looking to get someone from the TikTok marketplace, you would put something like this, right? So we are a brand based in United States. We believe in vision plus mission statement. Then target audience for your brand is target audience, right? So that would be usually around the same age of the creator, right? So your creator needs to really match your ideal target audience, because then it just relates more to the customer, right? If the creator is related to the customer in terms of their age and demographic, the customer gets more persuaded to in order to make a purchase, right? They just feel like, okay, fine, like if this person's my age and my demographic, then the likelihood that even I would like this product is super high, right? So that's how you would usually do it. Again, looking for someone who is motivated and energetic to become a part of our brand face and mission and vision. We are looking for a creator who's aged 18 to 34, female or male, right? Depends on your brand. With experience in the niche, your niche, and to use our products in a UGC shoot. Please share your previous sample of work in the similar niche and preferably brands from, this is your country, the country which you are located in, right? So that would pretty much be the script, right? And right, so once you actually do that, you can also include like the product name and description that you're willing to give away for free. And the next step would from there on be the deliverables, right? So you could choose to get 1, 2, 3 creatives, right? Really depends on what you're up for. I would recommend honestly doing 2 creatives, right? So you could do one creative for the brand, right? So videos posted by creators on their TikTok account, you can request ad authorization to boost with Spark ads, right? So with branded content, the creator would actually post the ad on their page, on their organic socials. And along with that, they'd also give you access to your TikTok ad account where you can actually put budget behind that ad and scale it up, right? You could spend hundreds of thousands of dollars and make millions, right? So that's how you would actually do the branded content. Again, the ad creatives. So if you're not looking to really get organic growth and you're just looking to push ads to it, then it's just the ad creative, right? You'd select that and you'd select submit this video, you'd put in a date there, you'd put in a date after this date over here, then fill out the guidelines, and yeah, pretty much click next, right? I'm just gonna select a date for now, right? So, right. And you can also like select the request ad authorization, right? Turn that on and complete the steps. And yeah, over here, honestly, I would recommend starting at $20 as the bare minimum, right? And go up to 150 depending on the candidate's experience and the TikTok page reach of theirs, right? So if they have a good following and their target audience really matches your brand, then hey, it makes sense to invest that 150 because it could very easily lead to 150K, right? So it really depends again on where your brand is, how big your brand is, and how much you're really willing to invest for this thing to work, right? As I said, like in all my videos, if you have less than 5K to invest in your ecom store, just don't start, right? Because these are the kinds of expenses that you'd need to really incur if you want to scale fast, right? So this is something that you would pretty much put in, right? You could put in like a decent bid of, let's say, even 50, and then put in price negotiable, and you could invite creators to your campaign, right? Now, again, just going back to the creators, I just wanted to show you guys something, right? If you actually go in here and you actually open up a creator, like let's say this one, you'd see that you could actually see the metrics, right? So these metrics, they don't show you these metrics even for Instagram creators, right? So that's the biggest benefit of using the TikTok creator marketplace, because hey, like you don't get to see follower growth rate, right? If someone's used fake followers, if someone's used like fake views and fake engagement, then you get to know everything over here, right? And if you were to actually go back and show fastest growing creators only, right? And you open up one of the creators from here, like for example, you open up a creator from here, you'd see the growth rate of theirs is super insane. Like you actually get to see the growth rate, right? You get to see every single day what was their follower growth rate, right? And if you see like just last month, actually in September, this creator was around 150K, and now they are like at 233K, right? So I mean, you get to see all these kinds of metrics, so you get to know if your the creative that you will actually post on their organic side, will it actually have the potential of going viral? You get to see that, right? And even the follower demographics, you get to see where most of their followers are from, right? And like you see, most of their followers are from Turkey. The device most used is Xiaomi. The age and the gender is over here, right? So I mean, this is like crazy information, guys. Like I haven't seen another platform that's having all this information so transparent, right? And yeah, I mean, at the bottom of this page, you get to see the related creators who are also blowing up. Like if you look at the number of views and followers, if it's a good ratio, right? If it's like 1:1, then you know that this creator is blowing up. Like over here, this creator has just 13K followers, but 100K views, right? Average views, that too. So you know that it's really worth it. right? Even something like this, right? I know it's 1,000, but hey, it's a 1:1 ratio. This wouldn't be a good ratio. This could be a decent ratio, and this is really good. This is like 1:2, right? And it makes sense to even invest $1,000 in this, right? So yeah, guys, like that's pretty much the entire sauce, right? These are actually the payment terms that you should go for. And again, like if you really want to understand the sequence of how to really structure these videos, which your creators are going to make, then watch my part one, because in part one, I actually show you examples of what these winning creatives look like, right? And yeah, guys, just a bonus tip for everyone who stayed till the very end. You can check out your brand competitors on IG in your country and find the Instagram accounts of creators advertising their product, right? And contact them. You could potentially only pay for the products, right? Get these creators to make content for you for free, right? I've literally spoken to brands who have done this in the past, and people just agree and go with the flow, right? People, especially a lot of these smaller creators, many times they don't even know how valuable building a brand is, how valuable and how much effort it really takes to really grow a following, because it just happened for them. They just happened to go viral, and it's not a very business directed thing for them, right? So they usually agree to even creating an affiliate code. So you could create an affiliate code for these creators, right? And go ahead and offer them like 10 to 20% of the revenue they bring in. Again, this entirely depends on your margins. If your margins are like 10% profit margins, then you could only offer them maybe 5%, right? Or 3%, right? But if your margins are like 50, 60, 80%, then you could very easily offer them 10 to 20%, right? And obviously, if they're making money with your offer, right, and your product is really selling, then they would be incentivized to sell more, because then they make more, right? And again, as I said, like a creator would agree to do this for free if they haven't built a large following, but might potentially have the potential to do so, right? It's a more hit and miss strategy. Will always be less value driven, right? They wouldn't be able to give you really good value versus someone who is paid, right? So again, it's pretty much a hit and miss strategy. Therefore, you'd need to be able to assess them as well before bringing them into your brand. And yeah, the biggest reason why we're looking for paid creators is to leverage their audience and trust in order to get conversions for your product, right? So guys, that's all for today, and I'll see you on the next one.